Here is an SMC model TH-12 oscillating table fan from the early 1990s. I just got this from the Facebook Marketplace, and I haven't tested this yet, so I don't know if it works good or not. But so far, the bearings seem to coast very well. There's no, doesn't seem to be stiff whatsoever. So I expect this to work properly. Now, this is the second SMC fan to have the pointed blades in my collection. The first one was a curved vine, and it was in much better condition to this one, and I'll show you in a few minutes of what the condition is like. But so far, I'll tell you to describe it. It's quite evident that this was sitting in a basement or in front of a window for the majority of its life. Even though the signs are not really that obvious, but yeah. Now, I'll say these fans, they're quite decent performers. Surely they're not something compared to that Galaxy over there, but they do the job in terms of moving air. Now, I'm guessing this was last used to as around a project, involving repainting the walls or something like that, because it does seem to have some paint splatters on the blades. Anyways, show you around. Here's a side profile, rear profile, and the opposite side profile. Now to show you the details up close. So yeah, you could kind of see the fracturing in the plastic. And I did scratch a bit off of it to see how deep it is. So far as you can tell, it doesn't seem to be that deep. That's as deep as the deterioration goes. But still, I'm planning to replace the base and the motor cover entirely, as well as the neck bracket, because once these get yellow, they tend to snap, and I don't want that to happen. Blade pitch seems quite decent, but the newer one seems to be a bit steeper. I don't know. They both kind of look similar to each other, but yeah, this one is at least decent, I'll say. I have not cleaned this yet, so it is a bit dirty from the inside. Grills seem to be quite decently clean, but yeah, not sure if you can see there, but yeah, you could kind of see it. Those are the paint spatters I have been talking about. Now, the strange thing about this is that I've seen cases of other fans as well. For some reason, only these pieces of plastic deteriorate, but the blade seems fine. I'm not sure how that is, and I'm not sure if it has to do with the fact that they use different material for the blade as well. Because these two parts are never in perfect shape. Like once again, when it comes to stuff like this, it's either the motor cover is deteriorating and these two are fine, vice versa with the blade and these two parts, or as well as this, but the blade is fine, or the neck bracket is just broken. It's very strange things here with plastic. So they definitely use different types of plastic here. Oh yeah, these guards are sturdy. Everything else is sturdy. This is the neck bracket design. Looks quite smaller to the other ones. Like this one. This is a Medea fan. This is what the neck bracket looks like. So yeah. Anyways, we're going to start the fan up. So let's set this in place. And here is, actually before we do that, let me brighten this up. And here is high speed. Let's turn this away. And this seems to run very fine as well. Let's check the balance real quick. just a tiny bit of clock, but, and I think you could kind of hear it vibrating. Yeah, it's just a tiny bit of clock. But performance is actually quite decent. Just look at that. I would say this is similar to the 2150 from 98. Here's medium. Okay, this doesn't have the rubber feet, so that's another thing why this is vibrating a lot. Alright, stop for some reason. There's not much difference between medium and high, which is kind of typical. Yeah, check out how strong that airflow is. That is quite decent. The low speed seems to be around the medium range, because it is definitely not that slow, but it is quiet. Yeah, I could use this in the bedroom if I wanted to. That runs very decently. Let's see the oscillating feature, if it works properly. Alright, it runs very good. There is no signs of bogging down or anything. No creaking. No clicking whatsoever, none of that shenanigans. So it's fine. So yeah, I think I could see why they changed the blade set. You know, they just made the newer blade set a bit more steeper pitch, so the fan could have more of a bigger range and speeds here. Because this technically runs like a high velocity fan here. That's not really bad. Once again, these are, while they're Chinese fans, these are decent products to their competition, which would be the Holmes Air fan, to just one brand of an example. Let's turn this off now. Yeah, that's a very decent performer right there. Now, before we end the video, I'm aware that there's a version of this fan as well, but it has the base of the older CED fans. So I'm not sure if that fan is the actual earlier version of the TH-12, but if I ever find that fan, I'll probably find out by then. So, but for now, that'll be it for the video. So that's the SMC model TH-12 oscillating table fan.